both books have personal stories wound into them. Like, I was supposed to go to the Great Barrier Reef for that book. COVID hit and everything shut down. And it was exactly at the same moment my daughter had to go into a behavioral health hospital in Wisconsin. And that was one of the hardest things that ever happened to me. She was really, really sick though. There was like no choice. And so when I got home, I was still trying to write this book, and all I could do was see the ways that what my daughter was going through connected to what I was writing about the coral, and I couldn't keep these stories separate.
Mm.
And the ways that they reflected to me were that like my daughter's mental illnesses was so foundational to all the rest of her health. And everything rested upon it. Her friends, her education, her relationship with her family, everything rested upon her mental health. And I saw the coral reefs as foundational to our oceans in the same way, like we talked about, so many species depend on them and they have this disproportionate impact. And yet, my daughter's mental health was so invisible to the rest of the world. Like, if you looked at her, you couldn't see it. And the same thing for us as humans, like, we live up here on land and our oceans are so invisible to us. They're
Mm.
too invisible. And because we just are not, we swim in the ocean, we dip our toes in, but we can't really even stay down there more than an hour, even with scuba. And so our oceans are just invisible. This incredible magical world is just so invisible to us. And then the last parallel is that, like, my daughter got better. She got the tools she needed. I mean, she's always going to have to fight her OCD, but she learned how to do it. And I think we can learn how to like take care of our planet and our oceans too. And what we have to realize, like, just because they're invisible doesn't mean they're not foundational. And just because it's hard doesn't mean we can't do it. We just have to have intentionality and focus, and we have to invest in it. We have to invest in taking care of our planet. And it's hard. There's no silver bullets. We're always going to have to be working at this. Just like my daughter's always going to have to be working at taking care of her OCD so it doesn't get out of control. But
Mm.
it's doable. We can do it. And I think that that's like the biggest lesson I learned from working on these books.
Nice. I was thinking as you were speaking about the brain looking like coral, the
Yeah,
the
brain
fingers
coral.
and
I know,
it's
right? It's
just
like right there for us.
it's such a
It's
visual
as if,
image of coral. And then I was also thinking about humanity, that we are such a social species like the coral. And I just felt amazed at the parallels between humanity and the threat that we're going through of division right now in so many different ways, whatever it is that is being divided, but to come together and how can we heal as humanity in our consciousness, in our bodies? How can we heal in our communities? It's such a positive message to connect with the coral and to
yeah.
respect the coral. And then how do we do that in our human culture?
Yeah. And I think one of the things I've learned from working in Honduras is that we actually have to take care of ourselves to be able to take care of our planet. If we are not taken care of, we aren't going to be good stewards of our planet either. So, like, it's not like we can sacrifice ourselves for our planet. We really have to take care of ourselves too. And so that's part of the story. We're all dependent on each other.